Hey there, cousins. How you guys doing tonight? Somewhere around 8 o'clock on Wednesday night. I think today is Wednesday, December the 1st, 2021. Yeah, haven't really been feeling well here lately, so I haven't been making much content. And feeling okay today. Just felt like being down here in the shop. I've been down here since about 2 o'clock this afternoon, just tidying things up down here with the truck. And because I haven't been feeling well and because my back has been going in and out so often here lately, I've been avoiding climbing up in there to pull that distributor up and move it around, because it really puts my back in a bad situation trying to climb up in there now. And it's even more difficult to try to lean over the fender. And either option is difficult for me now, to say the least. And so I have to put a lot of thought and effort into my movements and how I'm going to go about them, because I only want to climb up in there once or twice. I don't have the flexibility in my back anymore to swing my leg up and over that grill and into that engine compartment, so I have to do it very carefully. But I said I wanted to make some videos for you guys to where I could do some time-lapse stuff, and I don't know how much memory I have on my phone, so I'm going to let it record for as long as it'll record and just bring you guys along for the ride. So alright, let's go for a walk, and I'll try to walk you through what I'm about to do step by step as I do it. And I'm going to park you over there after I show you a couple of things and bring you along for the journey. Here we go. Let's go for a walk. I got a little nest set up right here in the corner. I'm going to put this thing down at. I found my clampy thing. I'll show you what that clampy thing looks like, because I got it clamped on here. Can you see that clampy thing? How about this one over here? I don't know if you can see it or not. There it is. I got the clamp put on there, and it works good enough. It works good enough. So what I'm about to do first thing is I'm going to try to pull my timing mark around there where I can see it, and then pull it up on top dead center. I'm not going to pull any of the plugs out of it, but I am going to pull number one plug out so that I can verify that it's on TDC. I'm going to grab a couple of sockets here real quick. One socket, extension. Thought I had everything laid out just right, but I forgot one last thing, didn't I? You have my blocks set up on both corners. The whole process of moving that distributor is not really that difficult for most people that know how to do it. And it's not really that difficult for me, but I can only stand on this block and lean over this thing for so long before it puts my back in a pinch and both of my legs start to go sciatic. And I start getting cramps in my abdomen, where they removed all of that tissue from the inside of my abdomen muscles to cut that cancer out. And so if I lean over in the wrong direction for too long and I flex that abdomen muscle for more than a few seconds, now it'll create a muscle spasm in that right side of my lower abdomen muscles, where they carved into it to get good margins inside the muscle to make sure that they got all the cancer removed, where that tumor was attached to the back side of my abdominal muscles. And long story short, if I tighten that thing up and pinch it too tight now, it doesn't like it. And I don't like that it doesn't like it. So it's really put a kink in my wherewithal and stamina, as the Germans would call it, Gestalt. My machismo, my bravada isn't what it used to be. I'm old now, and I don't really feel old, but I know that I am getting older. And it's okay. I'm okay with that. In case you're wondering what I'm doing here, is that because of these Chinese-made headers that I bought for $100 bill off of eBay, you have to go about taking the spark plugs out of this thing delicately. Socket will fit on some of them, but not all of them. You have to wrench 3 of them in on this side alone. So I forgot that the number 1 plug needs a 5/8 wrench to get it out of the hole. Smell good. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Nice and gold. Oh man, perfect color. Perfect color. A little bit of that might be a false color from that old fuel. The only way to find out if that color changes on that plug is to get a whole another brand new set of. I want to jump up this tank this time. I think I put a, oh, where'd I lay that plug down at? Oh, there it is. I think I put an RS44 in it. No, a 43. Yeah, it's a really cold plug. A R43 TS is what I put in it. Wanted to fire it up on a cold plug. I think I want to bump it all the way to a R45 TS. Yep, I think the next set of plugs. Oh man, the thing smells so good. I mean, that one side of it is just got the perfect white, and then the other side, I mean, it's got the perfect, like, burning just right. And then it's got a dark spot, a heavy dark spot in the one spot right there. It might indicate a little bit of fat. Old fuel. The other side of the plug has that honey kind of brown color that you want on your plug. You don't want to run it too lean and you don't want to run it too fat. You want it right in the middle, and then just bump it towards the back towards fat just a little bit, and you're generally spot on right there. And with a carburetor with 4-quarter idle system on it, there's no reason why you shouldn't ever have your carburetor tuned perfectly to your engine and the volume of your head. And how the camshaft incorporates that flow and volume of the head through the compression ratio of the compression chamber. In this case, it's a 202 intake, 1.6 exhaust, with a 67cc combustion chamber head with a flat top Hyper Eutectic 4 eyebrow. It's just a flat top with 4 eyebrows in it. There's no dish in it. It's I think the part number when I looked it up said that they were 10.5 to 1. I thought they were 10.2, but I looked them up again. I looked up the right part number and the right website, and sure enough, they're 67cc chambers, not 64s. And I can't remember the specs on the valve springs, but they're good up to 550 lift. And with my cam profile being a straight across the board 480 lift with the 1:6 ratio rocker arm that I got on it, it bumps it up to an overall 512 lift. With that short rod, and 20 thousandths longer crank stroke, it makes for a unique dwell at the very top of the stroke and at the very bottom of the stroke, because it's with the short rod, it wants to go fast. But with the longer crank, it brings that dwell back into it, like running a 5/7 rod or a 6-inch rod. The longer the rod, the longer the dwell at the end of each stroke, up and down. The reciprocating action of the rod and the wrist pin moving the piston up and down that short stroke, which is a unique combination. Running a small journal crank with a longer stroke. Okay, I think my phone stopped recording on me, so we're back. It's 8:33, and I want to show you what I got done while I stopped. I don't know if you can see down in there, but I put it on 6 degrees before top dead center on the timing mark, with the number 1 spark plug out, so that I can check to make sure it's top dead center, which I'm pretty sure it is. So while we're here, we'll just go ahead and verify that. And what you do is you just take a screwdriver and you stick in the hole. Can you hear that? That's the top of the piston, and the screwdriver going in and out of the eyebrow relief. Okay, I already got started up here. Got half of the spark plug wires off of it, and the other half are still to come off. So I'll see if this thing will stay recording, and see if we can get another 4 or 5 minute video. You guys just park right here, along for the ride. Maybe you'll sit right there. We'll find out here in a second. Alright, I gotta get the necessary lubrication. Memory on my phone is full again, I guess. Hey guys, it's Kicker. How you doing? I'm back. It's still Wednesday night. It's 10:01. Let's get right to it so that I don't waste any time with the memory I just cleared up. Here's what I did. I put 6 degrees of initial timing in it, and putting it on 6 degrees before top dead center right there. And if we come up here, I'll show you what I did over here and how I did it. Kind of upset because I missed that 10 minutes of me rotating that distributor around there by that rotor bug and turning the oil pump shaft with each one, and I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I clicked it all the way around 12 teeth or so, almost perfectly. And then I finally slowed down for the last couple of teeth, but I got it where it was on number 1, right underneath the cap. And I marked the top of the cap for you guys, and I missed all of that in my video. 1, 8, 4, 3, 6, 5, 7, and 2, and they always go in a clockwise rotation. So anyway, what I did was I set it up so that right there, with it just off a parallel of this front face to the back of the carburetor, I know that that's my initial 6 setting straight up on number 1. So if all I'm at is at 6 down there on my initial timing, I can come right here to my 0 point, and I can pull in till it's about flat right there. I just pulled in about 12-14 degrees of timing. So now I have a total of somewhere around 20 something, 22, 24 maybe. And then I can find out from there whether it wants to be pulled around some more or backed off just a bit, depending on how it wants to act. So let's see what it does, and let's see if it pops off now that everything's buttoned back up. It has already been popped off once tonight, and had the battery on the charger for about 2 hours there, and it was enough to fire it up, and I let it run for about 15 minutes on the alternator and the charger charging up at the same time. Hope I didn't burn my trickle charger up. It's only a 1.5 amp trickle charger. So we're gonna find out real quick which one it wants, whether it wants some advance or whether it wants to be retarded, or if it even pops off at all. I'm not gonna leave it running long, just long enough to see if it pops off. Oh, it wanted to. Oh, it's real low. Oh, it's real low. Boy, it sounded dead on though, didn't it? All right, let's show you how to remedy that. Oh, it sounded real low and real slow. I got my blocks over there. I might have a hard time with this here. I'm gonna pull this around just a little bit more. I might need to move it one more tooth maybe. We'll find out. Oh, I already smell those first couple of little burps of nastiness in the garage. Let's make some noise. Should have just let the keys in there. I don't know why I pulled them out by habit, I guess. Oh, that sounds better. Listen to that camshaft. She wants just a little bit more. She wants just a little bit more. I should have pulled it around one more tooth. Oh well. Oh, that got it stinkied up in here, didn't it? I should just leave my block over here. Kind of difficult to get up in there and do what I need to do without my stepping stool. Come on, big guy. There you go, right there. Let's get up in here one more time. Let's pull him around a little more. Man, I should have. Let's give it just a little bit more. I think I'm all the way up against number 5. That's as far as I can pull it around. I should have moved it again, man. Well, let's see if that made a difference. See if we can get it to idle. Back where it'll idle again. Ugh, stinkied it up in here. Alright, I think I'm still recording. That's about 6 minutes worth right there. I gotta open my garage door up now. Man, it is just like thick. Boy, I didn't want to. Come on. This is my safety, my security device. There we go. Whew. Get some of that nastiness out of here. Kind like that timing where it was at right there. I could hear that cam a lot better. It was slow, but I think I'm gonna pull everything apart one more time. I'm gonna move it one more tooth, and I'm gonna make it so that number 1 is right up front, so that when I pull my initial timing, I can pull my initial timing back where I'm not stretching number 5. Number 5 is just stretched as tight as I can get it right there, and I don't like that. And I'm gonna relax that spark plug wire is way too tight, and I've tried swapping it out and I can't swap it out with any of the other ones, and I don't have one to replace it. And that's the way I made this set, and I made them to just fit with my distributor sitting spot on, and I'm still one tooth away from it. I'm still playing with it the way I would if I had a good long set of wires, and I can't do that. I have to put it back in there the way that I had it and the way that it was set for when I initially made this set of wires over 10 years ago. That's how long those wires have been with this truck, and not a single one of them are burned yet. And I've kept them clean and out of the oil for 10 years now. You wouldn't think it. They look like they're still brand new, but they're 10 years on them. So maybe 10 years worth of use and 3 different engines. Maybe I ought to retire that set of lightning hoses and put a new set on it. In my situation, where I end up with $25 in cash left to live on each month, I'm going to make a choice whether I want to put that in the gas tank or buy a couple packs of cigarettes with it. So yeah, you know what I mean? Don't really have 50 bucks to throw out there on the countertop like some people do. And I have to sell something off at pennies on the dollar what I have invested in it, just to be able to afford to get one thing running again. I already traded one Harley Davidson off, and I don't really want to sell my other Harley Davidson just yet, just so that I can have the money to finish this thing up. You know what I mean? What am I supposed to do? I don't even have enough memory to record you guys some decent content and time-lapse stuff like I wanted to. But yeah, it sounded alright. I'm going to get up in there and tinker with it one more time. I might just let this go ahead and upload to the cloud, and once it does that, I'll delete this video. That way when I start back again, I can walk you guys through that 1, 2, 3, 4 all 12-step program of how to get that oil pump shaft to turn with picking it up and dropping it, picking it up and dropping it, picking it up and dropping it. I just got it down to a knack, and I thought that I showed it on the video earlier, and the phone cut off on me at like 1 minute and 29 seconds. So I'm still recording here, and that's probably gonna be it for tonight, unless, I don't know, I'm kind of tired now, and being up in there once was enough for me, to be honest with you. And I think I'll just have to catch that on the next video, kind of after the fact deal. And when you see it the next time, that one will be over here where it's supposed to be, you know what I mean, instead of way over there. Everything will be lined up straight like I want it to be. And I missed it again. I should have came around one more tooth. Well, you know, you play with it until you get it just right and the way that you want it. And then that way, once you get it set to where it needs to be, you can just lock it in place and it's good. You know what I mean? The only time you might ever need to adjust that timing on that distributor is if you're going up in elevation or down in elevation. And of course, anytime you change your timing, you got to change your fuel curve to match your altitude. And quick, easy, and simple. No computers right here, this is the computer that tunes that thing. It doesn't need a computer. Everything's mechanical. I'm the computer. I'm the only brain that it needs. And so whatever it gets comes out of my mind and out of Hot Rod Magazine articles. Alright, well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Click that like and subscribe button. If you haven't already clicked that like and subscribe button, I'd appreciate it, but it's no big deal if you don't really want to. I'm Kicker, and you've been kicking it with Kicker. Kicker out. Later. Hey cousins, it's me, Kicker. I'm back. I'm going to do a quick video of hopefully being able to show you guys how to do that drop on the distributor to catch that oil pump gear and bring the oil pump rod around with you as you're turning the distributor and setting the timing. So I'm going to plop you down right there on that little nest. I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride. I think I've got everything that I need this time right here. That wrench and that screwdriver is all I'm really going to need to adjust this timing and pull it around one more tooth from where it's at so that I can relax number 5 spark plug wire, because I pulled my advance into it after setting my initial 6 down there. I need more room to pull my more degrees in it with this big camshaft. I need to get all the way up there around 38 degrees total. I might even need to come up there around 40. I think I need a good initial starting point of 36. And I can't achieve that with my spark plug wires the way that they are unless I move that bug around there and set it where I want it, and then have the ability to pull that advance in without stretching my wire tight. So let's see if I can show you what I'm dealing with, and let's walk through it one more time. It shouldn't take more than 10 minutes. Alright, I'm going to set you guys down. Let's go for a ride. Wow. Oh, look at how far that thing is around there. Nowhere near parallel to the back of that carburetor where it needs to be. So I got this thing set up where hopefully it'll prop up right there. Maybe not. I want to be able to catch that distributor in the shot, and that's not a very good shot. That's a better shot, but my towel is moving. Alright, I think I'm still recording, and once I'm up in there, I won't be able to hear it. I didn't hear it last time. I missed it. And I was up in there thinking I was recording, talking to myself, and then I realized that I missed all of it. My phone shut off on me, so I'm already at 3 minutes. Let's go. Oh! 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 I told you, it's hard for me to get my leg up in there. Alright, 1 foot there. I gotta kind of move up in here really slowly. Oh, I cramped up in here earlier, man. I hope my leg doesn't cramp up on me again. Kind of get a hold right here on that AC unit. Pull my body up and then swing my leg over here. Oh, it's a difficult process. Okay, I'm in. Need my 2 tools. Tool number 1, tool number 2. Step 1. Remove spark plug wires. Remove the distributor wiring. Now that I've got clips, I've got to get my thumbnail underneath there, just like that, and just like that. And pull both of those clips out. Brand new clips. installed. Look at that. That's nice. That little ridge underneath my butt where that core support joins together. It's not very comfortable on the tailbone or the hip bone. Tool number 2. No, tool number 1. Still got 2 more wires attached. That's a uh-oh. There we go. Now we're clear. Now we're clear. I was saying in the other video that cut off on me that those little J screws are attached in a valley on the bottom side of that distributor, and when you undo these and when you put them back, you want to make sure that you do it in the proper order and make sure that your J hook is seated. And I was explaining in that other video how you go about indexing the cap. And if we're still recording, I'm gonna check. I think we're still recording. So what we want to do is, when that cap is loose, it indexes with that little square right there. That little tang sticks out on the cap, and this tang drops into a detent right there. There it is. Now you can move everything together. Once it drops into that detent, you know that cap is in place and seated properly. If you have to force that, it's probably a wire or something hidden back there, trapped between the body of the H.E.I. unit. You want to make sure that there's no interference right there. Okay. The other video that I showed you how I got it marked 1, 8, 4, 3, 6, 5, 7, and 2. And where I'm at here, it shows me on 6. So before I pull this thing up out of there again, I want to show you how to pull that thing around there on 1. I like timing it on 6. Where's my block at? There it is. I'm still here. What I did was I came around here to turn this over by hand, and you always want to make sure that that power wire is off to that distributor before you put your arms down in here. Don't make that mistake. It's a pretty slow process here, but this engine's still pretty tight, and you have to let that compression bleed off of each cylinder as you turn it over slowly here. Little bitty bites at a time. You don't ever want to over torque that harmonic balancer bolt. When you feel it get up tight against that compression like it is right now, you want to wait for a second and let that head pressure bleed off. Wow, she's off big time. Oh, let her sit for a second. I just tightened my harmonic balancer bolt up a little bit. There it went. squeeze it past that compression. Ooh, that one got tight. Oh yeah, there went blood off that time. Alright, I'm going to get over here on this side. I don't like being on that side. And I think I've got my block set wrong. It feels like it's rocking, teeter-tottering under my feet because of this hump in the concrete. Let's try both blocks together. Let's try that. That's a little better. Oh, yeah, that was making my back cramp. Oh. I think I'm going to time it this time. I'm going to put 8 degrees in down here. Sneaking up on it. Here it comes. Alright, let's stop right there and see where we're at. That's 12. I need to come a 1/4 more inch. I'm going to put that down there. Tool number 3. I wish my light was shining on it a bit better so that I wouldn't have to guess at it, so that I could see it. Oh, that thing keeps hitting me right on my belly, man. Oh, my blocks are driving me crazy. Wonder if I can set that right there and balance it. Would you look at that? Alright, that's 12, 10, 8, 6. Alright. I have to be at just the right angle to see it because it looks different from up here. Let's try that. Bam! That's 8 right there. Alright, we just put it 8 degrees. Initial timing right there on the harmonic balancer this time. Let's jump back up in there now and put the rest of our timing in right there with that rotor bug. I'm going to spin you guys right back around here. Alright, still recording. Let's get you propped up there a little better. That looks better. Can't see anything now because of the battery post. Can't see any of it. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to record this part. Bring me up in here. Right here somewhere. Where's a good spot to leave this phone down in? Oh, my battery's low. Alright, check that out. I think I might have just parked you guys right in the way of me being able to get in there and get that bolt out. felt that one. Let's see if we can just loosen this bolt up and slide it back. These distributor wrenches are quite handy. Okay, I only need to move this distributor one tooth forward, but I'm going to go all the way around with it so that I can show you how to bring that oil pump rod around with it. And the best way to do that is to get everything out of your way so that you got a clear shot at everything you're doing, so that there isn't anything in your way. Get this guy out of the way completely. You don't want that anywhere around that open hole back there. Bring it up here and just set it down right in the front for just a minute. That way you don't have to worry about where he went. Now you guys can focus right back here for just a minute. I'm going to set you down right in the carburetor. Watch what happens when I lift this up out of here. You'll see this rotor bulb start to turn backwards this way as it worms itself up off the gear. And we only want one tooth. One tooth is right there. Well, you don't have to pull it up anymore. It's completely disengaged. Now all I can do is, once it disengages, you can just move it one tooth and drop it right back in. And it's seated itself right back down in the same spot it was at, I believe. I might have moved it one. Let's try it again. Right there. Let's move it a tooth. Look at that. That's a full tooth. Watch, we're going to move it a second tooth. Right back down in. We're going to move it again. We're going to move it again. We're going to move it again. We're going to just keep repeating this process, bringing that oil pump rod. What I'm doing is bringing that distributor gear up, disengaging it from the worm drive gear that's on the camshaft, and that slot down there in the oil pump shaft will receive that rod, the mortar and tenon joint effect that they have in their relationship, and you can use that gear in the bottom of the distributor just like that to force that rod to come around with you. Each time you pick that tooth up and drop it, you're bringing that rod around with you. Bam! Every time you seat it down flush next to the block. I don't know if you can see that action down there of what I'm actually doing. So I'm going to bring you down here so that you can see the action one time. Let me get you propped up right there where you can see it. Now watch that action right there and where it's seating. You come up, turn, wiggle until it goes right back down. That's one tooth, and you can move it one tooth at a time. If it doesn't seat, back up a little bit, get it, bam, right there where it seats, right back flush with the intake. I'm going to come one more tooth. I might have just went past it. See what I did there? I think I went all the way past it. I missed it.
I missed it. Playing around with the camera, I missed it. Now we got to go all the way around again. There it is. 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 That's it. That's the one that I had before. That's not the one that I want this time. This is the one that I want this. Why does it want to do that? It wants to give me that one. And if you put the cap on there, and where it sets in its detent, might be the one that I need. Alright, something's not happening. There we go. That's one with 8 in it at the bottom. I think that might be the one I need. Well, this thing's been recording for 20 minutes now. Can you believe that? Wow, 20 minutes flies by. Alright, well, you saw how I did that. I'm going to finish buttoning this up so that I don't get this video too long. And I'm just going to squeeze this little piece in between my kicker out outro that I did earlier, so that I don't have to redo the outro, but I'll redo it again anyway, and I'll just tag this right at the end of it. I'm Kicker, and you've been kicking it with Kicker. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. Enjoy your company, and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Kicker out.